Record. Okay, cool. So we're recording right now. Yeah. So as I was saying, man, this is definitely gonna drop. All right. And we got some zones. If you come right up and see how far down this thing could actually go. All right. See all down here. All of these are different zones. See right here. So we had
Yes.
this is what you call. You normally have a head and shoulders. This is kind of like an inverse head and shoulders because if you look at the movement here, came down, went up, came back down. So we got one shoulder here. We got the head right here. And then we got the next shoulder right here. You notice that? Down, up, head, back down. Now we got the shoulder. So this is like an inverse head and shoulders right here. And that in itself is an area of support as well. Because it came here, bounced off of this section, went back up, tested the 200, came all the way back down, went back up, tested the 200, came back again to the neckline, okay? And bounced up again and actually shot right up from there. That was over 1,000 pips. All right. The next section we can be looking at now is down here. To see all of this, we got a lot of room to go on GJ, man. GJ is crazy. So we can make some serious money coming all the way down. If we come all the way down, this is the daily close or the daily low. If we look at the weekly, just to give you an idea as to, again, we could be going at zones forever. We gotta touch there. We gotta touch there. So we definitely want to keep an eye. Definitely want to keep an eye on GJ for sure, because over a period of time, it's going to take a while. Of course, I mean this is over 1,800 pips right here. So this is definitely a while holding, but most persons are not going to hold that long. But if we're just looking at just the H4 chart, grab some pips and get out. Right now, just down to our next profit area, we're looking at close to 60 pips. So this is one we can keep our eye on. As I'm speaking, I'm here looking at this trade here in ZDJPY that I see it's just growing while we're talking. I think I just threw that in practicing something. We can look at that. But let's look at the next one that I would have highlighted, which is GBP and ZD as well. Okay. So if we look at this again, this is okay. That's H1. Let's switch to the H4. And let's zoom in a bit. All right. So what are we looking at here? We've got the 200 above, we've got the 50 moving average above, and we've got the 14 moving average above. So that in itself is telling you that you've got some resistance from the three of these EMAs. All right. So once you've got that and you identify the overall trend, we do that by switching to the day one. All right. So on the daily, obviously we can see some consolidation here, but across, still, we've got the 14 above the candles and the 50 above the candles. Now, if you notice, a lot of the candles they were trying to push up. They pushed up, but here's the thing: did they close above or below the 14? They closed below.
Below, yes.
All right. So what that in itself is telling you is that there's some resistance trying to push this all the way back down. Now it may come right back down and test. It's going to try to test that 200. So even if it does that, based on the fact we've already got the trend is downward, it's very likely that even if that comes down, as right now that's 160 pips. Even if it doesn't come all the way down and it only retests the previous support, which would have been around here, okay, and we know this is a good support level because check this out. Remember we saw obviously look left, we got there. You can come a bit further across, and it didn't exactly touch it, but it's right in the zone, it's right close in that area. Then you've got some touches around here. Okay. Right here again. Okay.
Okay.
Right here again. So all of this is confirmation that this is a area that you definitely want to pay attention to, because once you've got at least, you've got a touch here, you've got a touch here again. Once you've got at least 3 touches, you know that is an area that you want to pay some serious attention to, some close attention to, because it means it's strong. All right. So we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 touches or so. So we know most is highly likely that this is going to at least come down to here, and that is about 53, about 55 pips. About 55. Oops, just moved it a little bit. All right. About 55 pips just from that spot to there. This is on the daily. Okay. Now over time, if it does decide to come down, if you check this zone around here, look at what's happening. We got a lot of activity in this zone. Touch there, touch there. So this entire zone down here is also a key zone. We got a lot of touches in this area as well. Right there, right there, right there, right there. So over time, there's over 270 pips. Okay. But for now, because at the end of the day, don't forget, you still want to kind of go with the trend. If it's a downward trend, you want to go with that. But you know, most persons, they're not gonna hold that long, because you're gonna get some pullbacks. Yeah. So check this out. We switch back to the H4. And even if we only write it, it's telling us, it's coming right down already. Yeah, we got a nice little pullback here, which is fine. All that does is give us a better entry right there. We can write this right down for 50 pips. And I know it's going to come down there because it's going to try to fill this gap. It's going to try to retest this zone. It's already been tested over here, no doubt. All right? It's already been tested over here. So, and it's been tested here as well. And here again. So I know it's definitely looking to come down. It's going to test this zone again. All right? Even if it tries to push up, where is it going to go? You've already got the 14 resistance, 50 secondary resistance, and then you got the 200. So you got 3 levels of resistance right there, telling you this wants to come down. Added to that, you've got the confirmation that it is overall a downward movement. Okay, based on what the daily chart was telling us. So these are 2 pairs that we can look at. We got GBP and ZD, and GBP JPY for sure. Hey Corey, what's up, man? I see you're on board. Good stuff. And Neil. All right, Neil is smoking a fat one, man. That's good. All right, so let's see. What else can we look at, man? Hey guys, any pairs that you guys may want me to specifically look at while we're here? I'm just gonna be randomly going through and just just picking from what I got here. But if there's anything specific you want me to look at, just let me know. All right.
EU.
EU.
Yeah.
I kind of figured someone's gonna say EU. EU's like one of the top dogs. Okay. So let's look at EU. This is EU right here. The first thing again you want to identify is what is the overall trend. All right. So what does this tell us? Let's zoom back for a bit. Let's look at that. All right, so we see a lot of movement over here. Again, I've said you don't need all of this movement, because if we're looking at the daily chart, you really want to see what's happening out here. Just this last piece is what you really want to focus on. You don't need all of this data. All right, so let's zoom in, look at the in. We see we had a big drop. We see we had some retesting on the 50. All right, so again, you always want to pay attention to what is history telling you. History is telling you that the pair has been going up and it's been testing the 50, but it's not been breaking it. Okay, actually from all the way up here, it's not broken. It's not even broken to 14 until it got down here, cracked it a little bit, almost tested the 50, dropped right back down, and it's just been doing that. So paying attention to history, it would tell me, well, okay, I've got 200 support, 200 EMA above resistance. I've got the 50 above again, resistance, and it's already been touched, tested, retested again, and again, if you get a pair or candles that are consistently hitting on a particular zone and it's not breaking it, there's only one other thing that's going to happen. It's going to drop. All right, or vice versa if you're looking at it from the flip side. So in this scenario, we see that the 50 has been tested, retested again, and it's not been breaking it. So it's like the market says, you know what, this ain't working, this ain't happening. Let's just go in the opposite direction. We're not getting through here, and it drops. And not only did it drop, but it dropped and it closed below the 14 drop. So that's your next indication. All right. So you've got it closing below the 14. This is on daily, but don't forget the daily is really just for identifying the direction of the particular period of time. What you want to do, you want to go back to H4. All right. What is H4 telling you? All right. So we check the movements. We got the up, we got the downs. All right. We can see a clear. Even if I switch here to the line chart. All right. Check it out. Clear. Okay. Check this out. Clear. All right. This is why I love switching to the line chart, because it makes it easy to identify exactly where the body of the candle closed. And that's what you really want to pay attention to. We got a movement down here as well. Does it line up? Okay, well, we had a touch over here with it. We got one right there. We got another one right there. All right, this makes 3 touches. So this is a level of interest to pay attention to as well. We got here. All right, you got this zone as well. We obviously got this zone. All right, and we have some slight movement around here. It slightly broke it, but it came right back down, just still within that zone. Remember that you got to look at it this way: support and resistance are not just lines. All right, so you're not just saying, okay, here's the support line and the resistance line. You got to more look at it in terms of zones, because you're going to have some times where it's going to break it slightly. You may have some wicks and so on. So you more want to look at support or resistance as zonal areas versus just, you know, a particular line that it has to bounce from, you know, whether it's going up or going down. Because if you do that, you're going to get tricked. All right. So being that we've got those, let's go back to the candle view. So here's what's likely to happen. So it's come down. All right. Follow the trend. The trend history repeats itself. Check what's happening. Comes off of resistance up here, bounces down, hits support. Back up to resistance again, bounces back down, hits support. All right. This time it didn't push all the way back at the same time. It pushed up a little bit, but this time it didn't push all the way up. So here's what happens. What normally would happen is if you've got a movement, and I think I discussed this in my last training. I think it was my last training, or it would have been a one-on-one. But check this out. If you've got a movement, say from there, all right, comes all the way down, hits support, 118 pips. Then you've got a retracement. Now the retracement is not nearly as heavy or nearly as strong as the original movement. So the original movement is 118 pips. The retracement, okay, off of support just went up about 37 pips. So in other words, think of it this way: it's not even half of the original movement. So that being the case, that is the market saying to you, well, hey, I tried to fight back, but I couldn't fight back. This guy was too big. So you know what? What did it do? It continued in the original direction and it dropped some more. But it's going to drop only to the next support area, okay? Before it gives a pullback again. That's one of the things you always got to remember, which is why even when you get like fake outs or you get stop hunts, a stop hunt really and truly just kind of pushes that pair to the next support or the next resistance area. So sometimes you wonder like, oh shit, this thing is just moving, this is going to totally reverse. But then you realize, no, it's just going to the next support or the next resistance zone. And then it's going to make a decision from there whether it's going to break through and keep going or if it's going to come back and correct itself. All right. And usually, if it's a stop hunt, it corrects itself. All right. Because it did what it set out to do, which was to knock your stop losses up. So check what happened. It come down, hit the next support down here, which is the lower support, and then it shot right back up. And that went right back up for about 160 pips. All right. Now, following the trend, what do you think is going to happen here? It's coming down again. It bounces off support, retraces back to the 14. Now, we're on the H4 chart. Now, what you want to pay attention to here, if you realize, it's just going up. It's already hit the 14, and check this. You see the previous candle, this doji? It went up, hit it, and it bounced back down. Now it's trying to go up again, but it ultimately closed below the 14. So this already is telling me that this wants to go back down. But what you want to do, switch to the 15, All right, switch to the 15, and you observe the movement from there, because at the end of the day, the 15 is where you want to grab your tight entry. Okay, now check what's happening here. See all of this is right in the 13, right into 14. It's not a lot of volume, obviously, because we're in consolidation period. It went up here, check the big candle wick. So it tells me it tried to push up, but because of the resistance from the 200, it fell back down. Try it again, couldn't get any further, back down. Up, down, up, down. But check it. You see this line? That right there is saying, hey, this is the barrier. This is as high as this thing been going. And it hasn't been able to break it. Even check the volume here. The candles are so tiny. Hardly any activity, but we still got this resistance. All right. So two things you got paying attention to. One, you know the direction of the trend, and right now on the D1 it's telling us that is downward. Even if we get a push up right here going up to the 14 on the daily, that is actually what you would have seen here as the 200 on the 15, and it's going to test that. So being that is a sell, being that is a bearish movement, you don't want to go into a buy. That's what some folks may do. I mean, if you're scalping, you might say, okay, if it's going to go up, let me just scalp real quick, grab a 2-3 pips, whatever, and jump back out. Hey, that's fine. But it's risky, all right? But what's likely to happen here is it's going to go up, it's going to test this 200, and then it's going to look to, eventually it's going to fall right back down here to fill this gap. And how we know that? Because it's already been tested, retested, and it always tries to hit it for a third time. And when that happens, you're looking at, well, 34, 35 pips. All right? So that's what you can expect from EU. All right? EU right now is doing some major move. We had a big, somewhat of a W here. Down, up, down. Bounce off of support, back up. But it's bouncing back up to resistance. Don't forget as well, guys, when you got the 200 moving average, that also acts as a level of resistance and support. Just remember that. Naturally, it acts as true resistance and support. All right. So it was, who was it that asked for the EU? Okay. Well, either way. So I hope that helps and answers your question. Actually, if you check it already, look what's happening. See that wick? So what I was telling you, resistance already. All right, so I see Lady Petrus, Euro CHF. Okay, let's look at Euro CHF. All right, so again, same criteria, guys. When you come into any trade, you gotta ask yourself, what is my format? What is it that I'm looking for in every single trade? Because you want to be looking for the same things. All right. So the first thing you do, okay, so I'm looking at the H4. H4 is telling me candles are below. So I've got the 14 above, 50 above, and the 200 above. Resistance, okay? Resistance. Already, I can also see that the trend is moving from up and it's moving down, okay? So there's a downward movement based on the pattern here, okay? How do we know that as well? I put this in the group earlier. You've got lower highs, okay, and lower lows. So we move down here. We got a lower low, okay? We got a low here. We move back up as a high, but it's not as high as this high, so it's a lower high. Then we got a lower low because it's lower than the previous low. Then we got a high again, but it's still a lower high because it's lower than the previous high. So we got all these lower highs coming all the way down, and we got the lower lows. All right, so we know it's a downward trend, but still, you confirm. Head over to D1. What does D1 say? D1 confirms what you're looking at. Always try to confirm what you're looking at before you make a move on a pair. All right. Now, yes, there's sometimes that, it's gonna trick you, or it's gonna make some sudden movements that you might not be looking for. But once your analysis is sound, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. All right. So check this out. We're on the daily. The daily tells us what? We got the 14 above, we got the 50 above, and we've got the 200 above. Boom. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So check what happens. Pair came down, shot up above the 50. It didn't keep going up. It broke and came right back down. Closed below the 50, closed below the 14. Kept on dropping. Tried to make a move up, Didn't have enough energy. It just tested on 50 and dropped right back down, closing below everything. All right. So question is, where is this gonna go? Okay. Well, zoom out. Let's look at the pair. That's the D1. Now let's work with the H4. Okay. So previous low was right here. So the first thing I'm gonna come and do, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna put a mark there, and I'm gonna see how that level corresponds with previous support levels. So we got a touch here. Do we have any more touches? Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So we got some activity around here. We got some activity right here. Okay. We got some candle just kind of in closing right here. Activity around here. So this level right here shows us some kind of support as well. But here we go. Where else could it go? Again, like I said to you guys before, you can switch a line chart. Check the pivot points, all right? You got pivot points right there, all right? You got pivot points right there. You got points right there, right there, right there. This right here is a really strong level. Let's mark that out. You see what's happening? Check it out, guys. Got a touch right there. You got another touch right there. You notice how easy it is to identify the levels of support when you do it this way? You got all across there. All right. Oops. Very, very easy to identify those levels of support. So you already identified what direction the trend is going in. Is it downward? Is a bearish pattern? All you're looking at now is, okay, so from there to here, how much pips are we looking at? You mark that out. That's about 25 pips. Okay. If it breaks this particular level right here and comes right down, that's about 70 pips. So this is actually a pretty good trade. All right. I think this was one of the ones that we placed last week as well. All right. So you got about 70 pips right there. And you got about 24 or so pips right there as well. Okay. So that's what you want to look for. Now what's going to happen is you're probably going to get some retracement. Fine. Not a problem. As you can see what's happening here already on the H4. It broke below. Went up. We tested the 14. Second candle open below the 14. So we know it's definitely looking to drop. And you've already got the wicks forming. So there's definitely some resistance trying to push it down. But for your entry, you switch over to 15. All right. You got our support zone here. See this? Boom, bang. Just as we said. Okay. All of this, check what's happening. It's been testing on that 200, going up, testing it. Only the wick broke the 200 mark, and it dropped right back down. Never since then has it broken it. All that you're getting here is low volume, and it's trying to push up, but it's not happening. You got the wick already, because why? You've got that resistance from above pushing this pair right down. Got that, Petrus? All right.
Yes.
So
yes, thanks.
Not a problem, man. So that is definitely pushing down. And what it's going to try to do, it's going to try to push it down back into this support zone, or what we call this true support area. Okay, because this is where we've had a lot of previous movement before. Okay, once it gets into a support, a true support or a true resistance zone. Okay, once we get into those zones, what you want to look for, guys, is the bounces. Once you can get into a trade coming off of a bounce of true support or true resistance, you can make some serious money. Let me prove it. Check this out. Ran up, check the wicks. First indication that the market was losing strength. You still got some slight movement upwards, but then it started to dwindle, try to push back up. And if you check it, where the strength went out, you see all here, all below here, nothing was able to reach it. It did one final push, and that one final push went into true resistance. You got up there, then you had an engulfing sell candle. As much as it went up, it came right back down. Then you had this wick, huge wick. That is another indication that this thing is really trying to push down, try to push back up. Then how did it end? Another wick. Red candle, another wick. So it's been trying, but if you realize, even though it's been trying, it just goes in this zone, what we call a true resistance zone, but it never was breaking through. See this? This is a major indication that it's going to break out. Anytime you've got some consolidation, all right, whether it's above or below, expect to have a breakout eventually to the upside or the downside. Because what's happening is the market is trying to decide what it really wants to do. When it comes out of that consolidation area or zone, it's going to either shoot up or it's going to shoot down. Once you've identified that the overall trend and the previous history is telling you it's either up or down, you move in that particular direction and you wait for it. And look what happened. When it comes out of this consolidated area, boom, it plummeted. All right. Well, this is what, oh, this is 15-minute chart. Either way, plummeted. That's about 60, 61 pips that it dropped. All right. Try to push back up. Went up to the 14, did not break the 14. So you could have stayed in this trade. Okay. It didn't break it. Not to mention, by the time it got down here, you would have already brought your stop loss all the way down behind it either way. So even if it was decided to retrace all the way back up, guess what? You're still in the money. All right? You're still in the money. But even if you stayed in this trade, it went back up, tested the 14, and came back down to what? Into the true support zone. Okay? Now, you wouldn't have known that as yet, obviously, because it would have now done it. But it came here, went back up, tested the 14, came back down, candles closed with wicks, pushed back up, back down, all in this zone. So now, all of this is starting to tell you, well, okay, well, there's something about this particular area here that is worth paying attention to. And you've got the high, you've got the low. Trade the bounces. See this? This is the bounce. Check what happens when it comes out of the true support zone. Bounce. And it just shoots right up. All right? About 36 pips. And that's just how the markets move. From true resistance to true support. We'll prove it again. Came down. Came down here. We had a big drop. Then we had another drop. All right? Left us with a huge wick. All right? So we know the wicks are fakes. Okay? But, so we had that engulfing candle coming down. Then we had it push back up. And it broke, when it came back up, what did it do? It broke the 14. Being that it broke the 14, or closed above the 14, indicated an upward movement. And so said, so done. Now, check your signs. Boom. Looking for resistance. I would have put resistance more around here. We got a lot of wicks, but it would have been in this general area. So you got your resistance area, then you got your resistance zone. Okay? Check all the wicks, guys. Wick. All of those are red flags. All of those are the charts saying to you, hey, I'm trying to tell you something. Are you listening? Are you paying attention to me? This is what I'm trying to show you. Look, Wick, all this is saying to you, I'm losing strength. I want to go back down. You've already come off of the true support. So remember what I said about the bounces. True support, check the bounce. It moved from there, and it went right back up. 35 pips. So now you're back into a true resistance area. Check the red flags. Wicks. Trying to push up. Didn't happen. It fell. Tried again. Retested the area. But what happened? Still in the same zone. Did not break through the zone. So what does that mean? It's going to definitely fall. And so said, so done. 25 pips. Had you stayed in this trade, because remember, you would have been bringing your stop loss down behind it. Okay? You stayed in this trade, even though you had some pullback here, okay, wouldn't have been anything. Because you would have been pulling it down. You got the 200, all right? Stop loss just above there. Then your stop loss just above the 50. And you're just moving it down. You stayed in this trade, you could have rolled this baby all the way down. 35 pips. All right? But check the bounce again. This is the second time I'm showing you guys this. Bounce, shoot up. Bounce, shoot down. Bounce, okay, down here again. True support. And check the VIX. The markets tell you what they want to do. Boom. Right in the same area all the time. Coming off the bounce, shoots up. Okay? Came back down. Back to retested the true support. What did it do? Shoots back up. Okay, and it kept going right back up until the next true resistance area. You guys got that? Always look for the bounces. Always look for the bounces. Here again, we're on support. All right, we got the support area right here. We don't have much wicks here, but it's tested. Test there, back up, back down, back down, back down, back down. Testing this area. After it comes down, test the area. It shoots up. All right. After it shoots up, back down again. Now the neckline here, you would have noticed in that line also would have formed support, which is now formed resistance. So if you had been actually marking out your support, as you should be, even from all out here, this came up, came up, came up, all right, came down here, and you realize, okay, wait. So this area, this zone, you know, well, okay, there's something about this zone. We mark this out. Boom. Does that, it comes down and it breaks that zone. For him, breaks that zone. Even if you got in a sell from right here, you took it down. Okay. Not a big lot of pips right there, but it depends on your lot size. You can still make some money. All right, about 11 pips. But the point is this: came down to this support line, back up to the same net line, which was support, now becomes a resistance. You notice that? Support over here, resistance over here, pushes it back down, back to the same area again. So now you know for a fact this section is very important. Okay, and then it comes back up, then it breaks it again. All right, and it keeps on, keeps on going. All right, and what was again resistance here comes back down, now becomes support right here. Resistance here again, resistance here again. So yeah, I mean, it tells you, markets speak to you. And eventually, see this same line right here? Don't be surprised that this pair, oh man, the words didn't even get out of my mouth properly. Look what just happened. Let me zoom out so you guys can see what I'm just about to tell you. You guys picked it up, what I'm saying? All of what we were looking at out here, support, resistance, which then became support again, which became resistance. It's so important to pay attention to your support and resistance, because check it. As much as this trend, this pair moved, all of this movement down below here, all of this happened. Check it. The same very line ended up being your resistance, your true resistance yet again. So had you had that zone marked out from before, you would already know when this is coming up, it's approaching a true resistance line. And look what you would have been able to capitalize on, guys. A nice 70 pips waiting to be collected. It's pretty awesome, right? The market repeats itself. Oops. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, we don't need all those pairs. There we go. All right. The market repeats itself, guys. So it tells you what it wants to see. Any other pairs that you guys want me to check out or look at? Everybody sleeping?
No, we are here.
Okay. Anything else you guys want me to look at? So we looked at Euro USD, we looked at Euro CHF, we looked at GBP NZD, we looked at GBP JPY. Let's see what else is happening. Also, if you guys don't have this set up on your charts as yet, it's a really good tool. The strength indicator. I actually have posted the information in the group before. If you guys don't have it, I can repost it again, but this is really good because you can actually look and see which pairs are stronger than the others right now. So like, for example, if I were to look for, say, Euro CAD, I know that this is right now definitely looking like a buy because, let's see, Euro CAD, see, do I have it pulled up on my chart? Okay, I can bring that out, not a problem. Euro CAD. Where are you? Oh, here we go. All right. All right. So like I said, so said, so done. It's into a buy, just as easy. So all you need to do is to look here and see, well, okay, the euro is stronger than the Canadian dollar right now. So, and it's a lot stronger because this is 6.1. Where the Canadian dollar is down to 1.7. So there's definitely a lot more buying sentiment in the market. So check what's already happening. It's already pushing up. Close above the 14. And this down here, see this wick? Remember what I just said about the wicks and what they tell you? I would not be surprised that that wick might be an indication of a true support zone. Okay. Let's see what's happening around this in this section here. So we got some movement more around here. Okay. There we go. Now check this out. See this? Look at what's happening right there. So it's just a matter of identifying where those touches are. Now, even though the wick dropped below, the candle closed right there on that spot. Okay? And it's already had some tests on that area already. So it came there. This is probably a big fake out. I see a huge wick right there. And now it's going to retest. It's going up. Now, what do the MAs tell us? We got the 14 above, 50 above, and the 200 above. That already is telling me there's resistance. Okay? At the same time, I got to pay attention to the support that is below that is bouncing off of. Now that tells me it's going to bounce, but these tell me that there's going to be a lot of resistance which may push it right back down. Okay, what does the daily tell me? The daily, oh, this is going to drop, no doubt. All right, the daily tells me that this, see all of this? Wow, this is also another really good pair right here. All of this needs to be filled. So this is some pips right here again, guys. That's over, oh, that's like over 180 pips. It may take a couple days, but that's a lot of pips to be earned. And how would I know it's going to do that? Because check it. It's been tested here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and there, and there. So it's going to test there again. We've already got the overall bearish movement, no doubt. We've already got the confirmation that it's a very strong support line right here. And then we've got a third confirmation that from the 200, the 14, and the 50 that is looking to push down. So this is yet another pair that you can keep your eye on, or you could probably buy into this as well, because this is definitely going to drop. No doubts about it. All right. Cool. Oh, and by the way, look for some retracement first. Okay, you're going to get some retracement. Don't just jump into it. See this? This green candle is going to push back up first. So you come back to your H4, see what's going on. And as you can see, it's pushing up. You're going to get some retracement. Make your entries on the 15 though. All right. So we know it's probably it's going to probably go up a bit more. Not much more though. All right. Because all of this, what we would have seen as one movement going up, that candle, is actually all of this movement here. Okay. Because let me show you guys. If I were to take this and highlight all of this and go back to the daily, you see what I'm saying? That's just one candle. All right? Just one candle. So that movement that you're seeing there is actually all of this movement that is over here. Okay? That's all of this movement. From here, all the way up here. Okay? So it's going to go up, test the 200, and probably not much higher. It may just go to this zone around here. Okay? Again, you're looking for where the resistance would have been. Anywhere within around this area. You're already getting a little wick right there. And then from there, drop. Okay, so that's EuroCAD. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you guys some pairs that we can look at. Again, you know, we could do this all night. There's always a lot of pairs that you can look at that could make some movement. But just to give you guys an idea as to what is going to move, and over the next couple of days, what is possibly gonna generate some good picks as well. All right. Any questions that you guys have before we shut down?
No, here, man. Thank you very much.
Okay, good stuff. All right, no problem. No, I don't trade oil, Petrus. I don't. I've never traded oil before. Never ever. What I do know is that when there's any major movements on oil, the Canadian dollar definitely moves in a big way. And when that happens, it affects gold, and it's kind of like a ripple effect, you know. Canadian dollar moves, gold moves, which then causes UJ to move and GBP, JPY to move. So it's a ripple effect. But no, I don't. I don't trade oil myself. I've never actually traded oil. I've just added them to my charts, but I've never actually gone ahead and traded it before. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on, and thanks for the suggestions. We're gonna do this a lot more often. You know, come on and actually look at pairs that are happening. Look at some movements that we can make some money on. So if you need to rewatch the video, I've got it recorded. I'm gonna, you know, decode it and put it into the group so you guys can look at it, and hopefully it helps someone to make some more pips this week. All right. So I'll see you guys back in the room. Bye bye.